Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to go live as usually, just a few minutes of hello, hello, as I am going live on the Instagram and on Facebook. And then we're going to start our amazing session today on the pyramid of consciousness. Okay. Okay. Okay, welcome, welcome everybody here on Instagram and welcome everyone on Facebook. Hello, hello to everyone. Today we are having our third session in the pyramid of consciousness as we are digging layer by layer, deeper and deeper into our amazing structure of the pyramid of consciousness. The wonderful pyramid of consciousness was created by Pavel Piskaryov. I'm going to show you the pyramid of consciousness up close. Pavel Piskaryov, PhD, Dr. Pavel Piskaryov, is the creator of the beautiful, wonderful, integrative, transformational method of Neurographica, right? Some of your friends may ask neuro what, and you say Neurographica, right? Beautiful method that is actually based on the pyramid of consciousness. So studying the pyramid of consciousness will allow you to more innately, more internalize the study of the pyramid of the Neurographic method, whether you just started to learn, right? We have the basics course going on right now, right? As we are learning, the first session just passed. The second session will take place next Tuesday. And so if you are interested in learning how to draw Neurographica, welcome to join. Those of you, there may be some of you who, and I know many of you took a lot of algorithms, advanced courses with me and my partner, Margarita Miller, as we lead the world of Neurographica. And those of you who are advanced students, you will benefit from the pyramid of consciousness just as well. Why? Because the same way, the pyramid of consciousness will show you, will kind of structure for you the whole understanding of how and why Neurographica works. And most importantly, what can you do in each level in order to maximize the effect of transformation during the process of using Neurographica. Okay, so let's go into this. Let's dive deeper. For the past two sessions, which took place last week on Tuesday and on Thursday at 10 a.m., you can find the replays on my YouTube channel, Lana, Shalom. You can find it on my Facebook or Instagram profile. We passed through the first two levels. Those of you on Instagram, I'm going to just turn my camera in order to show you guys the same thing that my Facebook viewers see already. Okay, here we go. Instagram people, now you have access to the videos just as much as Facebook does, right? Right, the first two sessions we went, session number one, focusing on topic, on the goal, and we discussed how it relates to the active consciousness, okay? Active consciousness, what's within our attention, what do we see? What do we want to see? What are we seeking? What is our quest? What is our goal? What are we looking to achieve? Then the second session, we focused on operational consciousness, where we said, whatever happens around us is the way we react, okay? What's the difference? They say, how do you know you're alive? or you can call it differently, not as morbid, right? How do you know you're awake? You react. You react to what's happening around you, right? If you're cold, you have a choice. You can go get dressed, put on your jacket, or not get dressed. Don't put on your jacket, right? Your choice. You react to it. You choose your reaction, right? You have a freedom of choice, right? What they call. If you're thirsty, you can decide, do you want to get up and get a drink, or don't get up and get a drink? If you're hungry, you may be eating, maybe not. If you want to sing, you decide, do you want to sing right now? Or maybe not now, maybe later, maybe not at all, right? Operational consciousness, layer number 2, is the way we react to stimuli around us. Stimuli occurs in the first level, active consciousness, okay? Now we're going to the third level. Third level right here is called the conjoining or the rounding. It refers to the, corresponds to the conjoining part in Neurographica. This specific part refers to the individual subconscious, okay? The first two parts we have is the conscious part, and then we go into the subconscious and even further into the unconscious, okay? So right now we're entering in the third level into our subconscious, okay? What's happening in the subconscious level? Okay, the very first part we're going to enter will be the subconscious, individual subconscious level. Okay, as soon as in the first level we get this quest, right, we start understanding that something is bothering me, something is requiring my attention. I am not happy with my living situation. I want to improve it. I want to move. Maybe it's buying a house. Maybe it's moving to another apartment. Just an example. It could be I'm not happy with my car, or anything else within your active lifestyle that you are not happy. It can be an inner transformation that you're seeking as well. I would like to practice more meditation, for example, again, or I want to become a certified specialist in Neurographica, could be your topic, right? So you can start practicing Neurographica within your professional life. So what do? You start working with it operationally. What can I do about it? What can I do in order for me to get certified as a specialist in Neurographic? You start looking around, you start searching for this, right? You start seeing what are the options that you have here. That would be step number 1. Right? Step number 2, you decide, do you want to do something about it, right? Because you hear Lana is saying November 2nd is when we're starting the next cohort in specialist, right? We're going to finish the basics next week. And then the week after, we're starting the specialist course, an amazing, amazing specialist course that will give you the right to use 10 algorithms within your practice. So what are you going to do? You're making a choice. Do I want to do it now? Do I want to do it later? And when you're deciding, when you are making, while you're contemplating, this is when you start wandering into the level 3, the individual subconscious. What is individual subconscious? Individual subconscious is that part within you that deals with your personal self, okay? And the very first level, first thing you do, you start looking into your maybe memory, maybe associations, maybe something that happened to you. You need to figure out, do you want to become certified as a specialist, for example, right? And you start thinking, what am I going to do? Do I need to? You may have memories that come up of previous time you took some new learning and how much you used it practically or not practically, right? You will start accessing your memory. Individual subconscious has to do with memory, immediate memory. What happened to me yesterday? What happened to me last week? What happened to me last month? Or maybe a year ago when I just discovered Neurographica, and now I think I want to go further. I want to go, more professional. I want to start using it with others, not just with myself, right? And that's what happens in individual subconscious level. You start going into your Neurographica memory or anything else that ignited by your topic, by your quest. If your quest was buying a house, then you will start remembering where the previous times within your life um, uh, if you somebody distracted me. If you what did I want to say? Yes. If you are yeah, and let's say your quest is buying a home, you will start thinking, what does home mean to me? The word home may trigger some association, some memories, right? In the beginning, it will be association, memories, right? It may also trigger some fears, maybe some unresolved conflict that may associate with the word home. It can be with your personal family. It can be with the word house or home, right? And it's very interesting to start noticing what's happening at this level, right? That's what happens when we start. It's interesting to know that in Neurographica, we coincide with the conjoining level when we start harmonizing. Everything becomes harmonized. Everything becomes, here on Facebook, I'm showing you, everything becomes harmonized. We're trying to add harmony. Anything that comes up, we're trying to add harmony. It could be fears. It could be some dualities. It could be some entanglements. On the level of the subconscious, it can be a lot of things, okay? Mostly, we will have memories, associations, some fears, some associative associations with the emotional or mental association with your quest, right? And that will go in the beginning. Then later on, we can go further. As we enter our individual subconscious, where is that other paper I want to show you? Here's what we drew, the opposite of our, you remember the opposite of our pyramid, where we're actually climbing up on the individual level. We start accessing. First, it's immediate, okay? Whatever was memory, okay? And associations. Like I said, maybe some fears as well. So in the first level, it will be immediate, within your immediate memory range. Within close range, I'm going to write, okay? Okay. Later on, you may start remembering that maybe something happened. Maybe when your parents were buying a house while you were little. Again, diving into your memory, into your association, a bit deeper, going to the beginning of this specific lifetime. This is important to note, okay? On the first level, we are getting involved within this lifetime first. And then on the second level, we're going to go into past lives, okay? But for now, we're still here, right? We can go into our memories of the childhood. When I was a child, maybe mom and dad fought, right? Those of you in the financial generation course, right? You guys know we're going into that. Maybe when I was little, mom and dad fought about money. So I remember, so money to me becomes this negative objective, okay? Maybe before last time I did something, or maybe the time before when I did something transformational. When I went to learn something for professional practice, the teacher was rude to me. The teacher was mean to me. She refused to answer questions. She refused to certify me. I had a horrible experience. That will come up because this time, if you're thinking about becoming a specialist and becoming certified, you're like, ooh. Again, they may happen subconsciously, may not happen consciously, may not remember it. But you will have that fear. You will have that block that will stop you and say, I don't know if I have the time now to do the specialist course now. Again, going into your childhood, okay? Childhood, it may even take you into your birth trauma, right? Right? Maybe something happened during birth again. Every time you want to learn something new, every time you want to do something new, it will give you association, and you will go deeper into the time when you did it originally. When you did it originally, how was it for you? What was your new experience? Did it come to you in a positive way? Do you have fond memories of it? Or did it leave some aftermark, some, bitterness? But now you're like, you cringe. You're like, I don't know if I want to take a new course. I don't know if I want to learn something new. I don't know if I want to start something new, move to a new house, buy a new car, meet somebody new. you know, because you're surrounded by that block, by that memory, by the bitterness, by the pain, right? But again, it may happen very subconsciously. All of this comes up in this third level, okay? And then on the third layer, we can go into past lives experience, okay? Past life, this will happen. I want to tell you, this will actually overlap more with the unconscious part. Wait, the opposite. Because we're going this way, right? Remember? Unconscious, okay? We'll go closer into the unconscious right here. Past lives will be closer to the unconscious, individual unconscious. But again, as you draw Neurographica, this is the best part. You can uncover and right away harmonize all your traumas, all your previous pain, past lives, you know, trauma, stress, any bitterness, any hesitations, anything that you felt like, oh, why did I do that? I should not have done that, you know. That will be your past trauma, but within Neurographic method, the best part is that we can go into it. We can just harmonize it right away. This is what we're doing here, right? Third level is the level of conjoining, the rounding. We harmonize, we do harmony everywhere and everything, right? And that will kind of help your subconscious or even unconscious trauma to kind of subside, to kind of become whole, to kind of become harmonized and bring out some resources for yourself, okay? And this is how we are talking about the individual subconscious, okay? It's also important to start understanding at this level, right? Something that interesting to know, right? Our whole life experience, something we actually start noticing in the active and operational consciousness within our consciousness, right? The second one. What happens is that on the conscious level, we often start noticing that any topic, right? Let's say the topic we just came up with, right? Money, or the topic can be, again, getting your degree, right? Getting your certification and becoming a specialist, right? Learning something new, start utilizing something new, starting something new within your practice, right? Next month in November, we're going to start an amazing course called Ready, Set, Practice, where we're going to talk, we're going to, the specific program is going to be designed to start bringing into the idea, to the awareness that, you know, you can learn something new, and then guess what? You can start practicing it. Bring it to your practice, start bringing it out, right? And then every time you see this, right away, you have something, you have some circles, some associations, some memories, some thought. Some of them may be negative, right? May say, don't do it. Last time, remember how bad it was? And some of them say, yes, but remember, I learned something new. I gained a new tool. Look how beautiful. I became an artist now. I learned how to draw Neurographica, right? I started growing. I started transformational process. And I started noticing that people around me are more pleasant or more interesting. Then you're going to say, but remember you had a fight with your friend. You guys remember from the Psychology of Money course, when I tell you guys that every time you start to grow, what happens? You know, your reality doesn't always follow your lead. Reality doesn't always say, okay, great, let's change. Your reality starts fighting. Your reality starts resisting, right? And then again, a minus. And then something else, right? You start enjoying the drawing process. That's a plus. You constantly have this surrounding yourself with pluses and minuses, something positive happening in your life, and then something negative, right? This is according to the psychological phenomenon that we know, according to Freud, right? As we'll learn everything we'll learn in this life, right? We have two major energies, two major kind of, I would say energies that's pulling us, right? One energy would be Eros. Eros has to do, by Greek mythology, Eros is life. Eros is activity. Eros is something we call interest, you know, something interests us. We are interested in something. We want to do something, right? Eros, right? Love, right? Life. right? Living, right? You're interested in eating, you're interested in drinking, you're interested in getting something fun happening, watching some TV that gives you delight, drawing a picture that gives you delight, going to the museum or reading a book. You're looking to bring delight, pleasure to your life, okay? And where is pleasure? Okay, it can happen, guys. It doesn't have to be only like, physical material. It can happen very spiritual. You learn this new meditation, you learn this new dance, you learned a new prayer, a new mantra, you learned something amazing and new, and it gave you pleasure. Okay. And then we have something that has to do with negative, something that has to do with this part of us within us that's called death, right? Death is something where we need to just be still. Okay. This is how people who go to Vipassana, the quiet meditational retreat, this is what they're looking for, stillness, right? I just recently read this interesting article on depression. The word depression originally came from the word deep rest, okay? Deep rest, okay? Deep rest. Depression doesn't mean that you need to start treating yourself with medication, right? As unfortunately became some kind of a negative cliche. Depression means that a person needs to just relax, take a deep rest, start examining oneself within oneself. What is happening with me? As I am changing, as I'm growing, as I'm transforming myself, start looking into yourself, starting to get to know yourself, right? We talked about it a lot, right? During the Ho'oponopono process and during the butterfly effect courses, right? We talked about it, that we get to know our inner child, we get to know our inner parent, and then we form a new adult. The adult is a person who realizes there must be a communication between the parent and the adult and the child, right? And that's what happens. Deep rest means you need to be resting. You need some stillness. No more actions, because actions bring transformation at certain time. This is also called sleeping. That's what happens when we sleep. We transform. We're kind of taking all the processes, all the transformation that happens with us, and we start internalizing it. That's the best part, right? That's why we need sleep, right? Kabbalistically, they say when a person sleeps, the soul never sleeps, right? The body rests, but the soul never sleeps. So the soul has a chance to go travel to different lifetimes, to go travel to different dimensions. This is the time when the soul looks around and says, whoa, what happened with me today? What was the most amazing thing? I do this with my kids every night. What was the most amazing thing you did today? What are you saying thank you to God for, right? You guys can use it, the divine, the universe. And then you can also say, was this something that bothered you? And you talk about it, right? Those of you who was watching the previous few weeks ago when I was talking a lot about the Giver book, right? That's the most interesting part about the book. You're reading, right? The book, and the book, it seems so so perfect, right? They exchange ideas, they talk, the family gets together and talks. Then you discover that there is something happening. There's a shadow. They also suppress the shadow, right? So that's what happens. In deep rest, we get to know our shadow, right? Shadow, again, is over here. Minus has to do with our shadow, and plus has to do with our pleasure. Whenever we have something positive associated, it's a plus. Whenever we have something negative or something not positive, okay, it doesn't have to be negative, but it can be not positive, it would be a minus, okay? And that's what happens on each level as we are learning, as we are going deeper, right? As we start thinking about the topic money or specialist certification, as we go into the active consciousness, we start filling up, we start understanding right away this quest. What do I have? Do I have a lot of positive or a lot of negative? Is it a positive or is it a negative? Positive or negative, right? We fill ourselves up with associations, and we go to the operational consciousness. We start thinking, how do I react to this quest? Do I pursue it? Because look, I'm going to learn something new, and then I can start using it, and I can give master classes, and I can start making money. I can start being professional, right? As I have my specialist course, right? That's a plus. But the minus is I have so much to do. I have classes to take. I have this certification work to complete. That's a minus. I need time. I also have to spend some money, right? Some people see it as a minus, right? But then you'll start looking and saying, but you know what? This is not spending money. This is investment. And then the minus turns into a plus. A lot of times you can turn a minus into a plus, but most of the time your minuses will stay as a minus. So what can you do? How do you bring the minuses into a plus? You start going deeper into the pyramid of consciousness, right? You start continue drawing your Neurographica, and then you enter your individual subconscious. You start remembering and saying, you know, when I was a child, my mother would always tell me, always learn something new. Whenever you have a chance, always learn something new. So that's a positive plus, right? But then also my father said, be careful where you spend your money. Don't waste it unnecessarily. So that's a minus. I should think twice before I invest into any programs or any seminars or courses, right? But if it's a practical, my father said, then I should do it. And it is practical. And you're taking this plus and you're bringing it to the current level. That's what happens. You're going to dive deeper in and then bring everything out. On each level, we start getting in touch with who we are, and we start collecting resources. The circles are resources, okay? The minus circles are associations that we have. They are resources, guys, but look what happens. Remember how I showed you how a minus can turn into a plus easily? So the minus circles are circles with hidden potential. Hidden potential can uncover itself once we bring harmony to that memory. And again, you don't have to go into a trauma in order to transform it. What you have to do is start transforming, start bringing harmony, start drawing Neurographica, start learning something new, you know, and your negative associations, you know, belief systems, you know, what we were doing before, going, and we're going to discuss this further on in the psychology of money open sessions, you know, entanglements, go back into your family system, ancestry system, figuring out where am I here and how can I improve it, how can I harmonize it, and then bring it to the present, okay? So that was today about the individual subconscious, right? Tomorrow we start going into collective subconscious, right? Collective subconscious, as we start discussing. Next, on Thursday, not tomorrow, I'm sorry, Thursday, we're discussing egregors. And tomorrow, actually, we're going to start talking about individuality. We're going to start talking about, tomorrow will be psychology of money open session. We're going to start, let me look at my schedule. Tomorrow we start at 10 a.m. Okay. At 10 a.m. we're going to start. I will start the discussion, the energy of money. Okay. What is money? How is it connected to the energy? What's happening and why are we doing it? And on Thursday, we're going to continue with the pyramid of consciousness. We're going to discuss the egregors. And on Friday, we're going to continue the idea of the egregors into the money subject. Again, the egregor of money, where is it in my life? How do I access it? Do I see it at all or do I not? Okay, so that's the most amazing part. I want to thank you for joining me today. I know most of you will be watching me in recording. I want to thank you. I am welcoming you to ask any questions you can. You're welcome to PM me. You can write it on to my email. My email is lanashal76@gmail.com. It will be under the video if you're watching this on YouTube. Those of you on Facebook, welcome to Messenger me. Those of you on Instagram, welcome to PM me as well. I'm glad to see everybody. I'm glad to be here and wishing you a beautiful day ahead. Wonderful, blissful day. Bye, everybody.